That's a pretty good fish right there. Come on back here, big head. You are a big bass. I'm in a site called Crooked Creek over towards Nashville, Indiana. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon, so I've still got a few hours. We've got a cold front coming in, and they might even be calling for snow this weekend. So this is my last chance this week to try to get on some bass before it cools down for a couple of weeks. The boats that come back this way can't get up on plane, it's idle only. So it's pretty skinny, pretty stumpy, lots of grass. But, I mean, hey, it looks pretty fishy. So let's go see what we can see. Oh, that is a fish. Come here, baby. Daddy wants to take you for a boat ride. Looky there, looky there, looky there. Love that Old Town. It's got the front rod holder. Well, hello there, Mr. Man. How are you? Alright, first fish on the new Lew's Mach 2, the 2020 version, bait caster. Of course, I caught him on a green white chatterbait, all up in the face. There we go. Nice little fish, probably about a pound and a half. We'll take these all day. Not bad for Lake Monroe. Back here in the back of Crooked Creek. Very nice, very nice. All right, buddy. Let's get you back in the water. All right, first fish of the day. I actually put in, boat ramp is up that way. So I paddled across and then came across this way. So JT, why bass fishing videos all of a sudden? Well, if you go back to the early days of my channel, you will find some videos of my sons and I fishing out of kayaks when they were younger. I grew up bass fishing, me and my brother. We both actually used to finish tournaments together. And I fished as a backseater in a bass club for several years. Until my kids got to be about Little League age. Then it was time to kind of hang that up and coach baseball and go through baseball and softball with the kids, because that was like our family passion. One of the things my brother learned in the VA domiciliary home he was at last year, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link a card up top to one of my moto vlogs where I talk about my brother Jeremy and his time with the VA home. How they helped save his life and turn his life around. But one of the things he learned was recreational therapy. And so he and I decided one of the things that we were going to start dedicating some time to was doing various videos on recreational activities that veterans could do for therapy. If you ever watch Lunker's TV, he's a veteran. He said early on, one of the reasons he started doing videos was to take his mind off things that happened during his time in service. Everybody's experience in the service, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, whatever. Everybody's experience is different. Many of those, like my father, who went to Vietnam, and my oldest son, who went to Afghanistan, have vastly different experiences than those like my brother and I. But again, everybody's situation is different. while I don't suffer any kind of anxiety or anything. Oop, that was a log. I can see it in the water. Oh, there's a fish. Let's get a hook into him while I'm talking. Now, this one's gonna pull me around. That's a pretty good fish right there. Come on back here, big head. You are a big bass, and you are in my net. That is a good fish right there. That is a really good fish. I have to dig my scale out now. You sit right in there. Come here, big boy. Look at that. He swallowed that chatterbait. Trying to get my screen on to make sure I'm recording. Yeah, he swallowed that chatterbait. Look at that. That is a good fish. Looky there, looky there. Five-pounder right there. That is a beauty. That's the biggest fish I've caught in probably 5 years. Oh man, that's two good fish. Good old Lake Monroe. Sometimes you get them. I think the biggest bass I ever caught out here was 6 pounds, 6'8". That was back like a man. It must have been 1998, 99. We was fishing out of the back of a guy's boat. We were out dragging Carolina rigs out in the middle of nowhere, and I caught a 6 pound, 8 ounce bass to win our club's classic. Was that? Now I can't remember. I'll post the trophy here. I either won big bass or I won the classic. I can't remember which.
20 minutes later.
All right, I got a bunch of rocks. Put your stick-ups. I'm just gonna throw this Ned Rig and see what happens. As soon as I figure where there's rocks coming down in the water. That moth just hit the water right next to my bait, and I'm just waiting for a bass to come up and pop it. See if we can do the old drop it down next to the log and catch one. Oh, are you kidding me? I did. I actually did. Looky there. Talk about calling your shots. There it is. My first Ned Rig bass. That is crazy. That is awesome. Looky there, looky there. My first Ned Rig bass. Fat little pounder. That is so funny. Really, you don't have to make this any harder than it is. I'm trying to let you out of here. One thing I like about this Old Town is it's got a rod holder right here. If you guys haven't used one of these are really handy for these smaller hooks like this, because they let you get in there and get a hold of it and pull it out, but cover the barb when it does it. Looky there, looky there, looky there. But you see how it grabbed that hook, but it slides behind the barb. I have actually had them swallow this and was able to run this down almost into their stomach and get that bait out. Get that bait out of there. And there we go. Fish number 3. All right, well, shit. Gotta love calling your shots. Drop it down the log, catch a fish. So as I was saying earlier, I'm fortunate enough to have a job that's considered essential, even though I'm on vacation this week. So I was able to take my stimulus money, and yeah, we paid some bills and stuff, but I wanted to get some new rods and reels because it had been a while. So Kevin Van Dam has moved to Lew's. I'd always used a different brand, but I saw these and was like, ah, I dig the green and black because I am a Kurt Busch fan. He drives the Monster Energy car. Yeah, right there. Team Chevy. Whoop whoop. Chip Ganassi Racing. So since he moved over to Team Chevy, then he's my guy. I've always been a Dale Earnhardt 3 fan. Followed Junior some, but Kurt's gonna be my guy because I likes me some monsters too. I'm fishing 8-pound fluorocarbon on this little Z-Man. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna be able to just throw this out here because if I let it sink, it just sticks into the stuff. Probably need to get that chatterbait or bandito bug going again. But I wanted to get these rods and reels because I also wanted something new to review as well. And I wanted to fish with them for a while before I sat down and kind of did a table talk. But I'm really shocked. When I fished tournaments years ago, the old school Shimano Corrados were my go-to. I probably had about 10 or 15 of those. But I've heard their manufacturing stuff had changed. And plus, shoot, after doing some research, Lew's has won like everything at ICAST for the last several years. You know, that looks like a bandito bug kind of spot. Do a little tribute here to Lunkers TV since I was talking about him. So as you saw earlier in the video, I caught one on this bandito bug. Let's cover that hook a little bit. On the very first cast. So let's just give this little bad boy a flick out there. Probably should have got a little closer to the logs because I don't think they go out that far. Oh. Either I got a bluegill. Yeah, I think you let it go. No, it might be still there. Oh, I said bluegill. It's a crappie. A good sized crappie too. Holy cow. What's up, homeboy? Hold on, let me get my little... There we go. There's a good crappie. Holy cow. Everybody wants to play today. So I like these Guggen baits. I love how they do the color combos. And I actually like the story that I've kind of picked up a bit just from doing some research on them. Let's get this pole away from the... You know, bunch of YouTube guys who had a bunch of different bait ideas. From the way it sounds, none of the bait companies wanted to give them the time of the day because they were YouTubers. So they went out on their own and did their own thing. That is freaking amazing to me. That is the American, that's the American spirit right there, boys. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't take no for an answer. If you've got an idea, or you know, you go for it. You don't let nobody tell you no. And they didn't. So I thought that was pretty cool. If I understand, that's the way their story went. Another crappie. He just like did. But if I throw that little one back in there again, he'd tear it up on that Ned rig. But I ain't out here crappie fishing. I'm out here for bigger bass. Because, you know, 1 fine pounder is nice. Now we need a 5.5 pounder and then a 6 pounder. And in Indiana, any day that you get a 5 pounder, you have had a great day. We don't have that southern strain of bass, that Florida brand that them boys down in Texas and Georgia and Carolinas and Bama have. Ours are a little smaller up here, so any day you get a 5 pounder, it's a great damn day. Hell, normally I get a 3.5 pounder. I'm freaking ecstatic. But to be blessed enough to get a 5 pounder pretty early in the day still, that is amazing. That is amazing. I will take that all day. There we go. All right, another one on the channel of Chatterbait. Right through the top of the snout. These are little footballs. You probably don't weigh but a couple of pounds, but let's take a look. Two point 2.6. Nice. Another little chunker. Thanks for playing, homie. I saw that one. Well, who knows if it's that one. But I saw some bait fish being chased. I keep seeing these buzzards flying overhead, but I'm looking for a bald eagle because they are known to be in here. I'll tell you what, the coolest bald eagle I've ever seen, it was on this lake. Me and John Michael, he was probably, man, young, 11, 10, young. We had this low fishing boat, and we were fishing along this bank that was kind of like this. Except there was, you know, it was all tree lined. It was gorgeous. We were on the main part of the lake. But we saw this bald eagle, and it'd be like seeing it from straight on. But we saw him, and it seemed like it was like 2 miles away. And we just watched him fly at us for what seemed like an hour. It was amazing. Then he just kind of flew between us and the bank and kept going down the other way. I don't think we even made a single cast the whole time that bird was flying over. We just sat there and took it in the whole time. I might have had a camera on the boat for taking pictures of fish, but I didn't even bother. It was so majestic. It's like I didn't want to look away from it at all. This thing looks really good in the water. I gotta give the guys at Googan Baits credit. I mean, they have, for a bunch of young guys that grew up fishing, you know, they weren't like set in the ways of like 20 to 30 years of, you know, experience. They knew what they knew growing up fishing. And when you do something like that, I mean, imagine being like 12 years old and you just start recording yourself fishing, even from the banks. But imagine being that young and then you just keep making videos and keep making videos. And now they're all adults. And, you know, I don't care what you call it, they're full-time professional fishermen because they're getting paid to fish. To hell with fishing tournaments. Why would you ever want to fish tournaments if you could get paid just to go fish and film it? You know, that's the life right there. And you see guys like Bill Dance and Roland Martin, you know, they're like, I can be a dude on TV and fish my favorite places. And, you know, that's how you do it. I don't know that anybody ever thought YouTube would blow up the way that it did. It's crazy how it changes people's lives. I will never give up my full-time day job because I love what I do. But I mean, how cool is it for those guys who, you know, went off and went to war and came back and, you know, they can do this now as a living. I mean, that's amazing to me. You know, guys who just go out and fish and then have somebody that's great at making, you know, basic film documentary type, you know, quality videos. I mean, that's amazing to me. And people will watch them. When I reach 2,000 subscribers here in the next month, I'm doing a giveaway. If you're a Glock fan, giving away a set of night sights for a bigger frame Glock, not the slim frame. I've got an Apex trigger. Or I have a Shield Arms S15 magazine. When I finish up this review on this Tyrant G43X G48 normal magazine extension, I may see if I can do that as a giveaway. And if you're new to my channel because I've just started bass fishing again and you happen to watch this video, I might do a giveaway for you. Maybe throw in some Googan Baits. Or like a bait pack. I'll have to think about it. Because, you know, I want everybody who watches the various things I do on my channel have something they might be interested in winning, or give it away to somebody else. Nobody wants to play. All right, last cast for reals because we got to go. Anybody in there? All right, we're out here. Another wonderful day on Lake Monroe. Several few pounders. One that was what, 3.5, another 2.5, and of course our big of the day, 5-pounder. If you like videos, outdoors, motorcycles, firearms, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Sure to hit that thumbs up.